Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm here at Mantic Games today and I've been chatting here with Ronnie and we were just having a conversation and I thought let's get this on camera as Ronnie's got some, I would say exciting news.
Well, I'm kind of excited. It's kind of news, kind of not, because we've kind of been doing it, but it is news. One of the things that we've been talking about and working on is setting up a new division that's called Mantic Board Games. And this is because Rob and I were going out to the expos and the licensing shows. We were working with some very cool people, with Walking Dead and the Hellboy team. And people were coming to us with really cool licenses. The thing is, we couldn't make a war game out of them. We couldn't make a skirmish game. The Walking Dead, we took it was narrative skirmish, then PvP. Hellboy, dungeon crawler, very much in the kind of miniatures forefront.
Yeah.
But we really want to work with these people, with Dark Horse, with some of the other people we're meeting who had cool licenses, very visually striking, exciting, but there wasn't a war game, and I don't want to force a war game or a skirmish game onto something that isn't.
Of course.
It feels wrong, and we've never done that, and we don't want to do it. But we want to work on these licenses. And so we realised we have very cool games writers that we work with. We have very cool licensees that will work with us and know us. We've got fantastic, packaging, manufacturing partners, and we've got, kind of global distribution. Yeah. So we can ship stuff around the world. So actually we said, let's set up a board game division that just runs in parallel. It does 1 or 2 projects a year. Yeah. Cool, funky things that we really want to do. And therefore we've decided we're going to do kind of anti-board games, and away we go.
Fantastic. And I guess, like you said, it opens up to a lot of licenses that don't necessarily fit with miniature war gaming as such, but you bring the Mantic kind of flavour to the games, the Mantic miniatures to the games as well. And all the stuff.
I think the Umbrella Academy, which people were a little bit like, well, why are you doing that? I said, I hadn't kind of told people why we were doing it, because we love Dark Horse, we work really well with them. Yeah. We love the IP. It's, also it's got all of that kind of halo effect that comes from having a TV series. People are reading the comics, they want to go deeper with those type of things. So it's very similar to like what we did with The Walking Dead there. Yeah. But you look at it and you go, trying to make a skirmish game out of this would feel engineered. It would feel... that's not what the story is. It's a cooperative. It's family feuding, and we didn't have games that sat in that evening slot when you finish your tournament game and you want to have a beer and you want to chill out, but you still want to keep playing. Yeah, and I think we were able to combine the licenses that we were getting and talking to and the partners that we had with filling in some of those slots that are as well as not instead of. Now we'll always put a miniature spin on it. Why would we give you a wooden meeple when we can give you a cool plastic version of number 5? And like loonies, we're all going to go and paint them because that's what we do, But at the same time, the game is a board game. It's made by people for board games. It's great fun. And, this one, you will be able to play it online. Tabletopia, I think it's called. Yeah. It's been built on there. And for those... And it's also a way that people that haven't played a miniatures game and they're intimidated by a full dungeon crawler could just go, well, let's see what Mantic does. Okay, I like the style of the games, and then maybe they do look at Dead Zone or Dungeon Saga or taking that next step. So I think it's both great for our guys to give them a game that's slightly different. It's not a war game, but it still has some of the kind of Mantic feel about it. They know the games we make, and it's a way for the new people to go, well, actually, I'm coming from board games. I want to take a little bit of a step forward, and this looks fun.
I think it's a good thing to almost kind of like announce this as well, because what it does is it means that, like you say, games like Umbrella Academy fit within the Mantic house now, and it's not a case of, well, a Mantic just doing board games now. It means all of the miniature games that already exist, the Dead Zone, the Firefight, the Kings of War, they'll all still be sort of looked after as they are now. But there's going to be an additional board games. Yeah,
and it allows us to do it. So interestingly, I think it allows us to spend more time on Kings of War and more time on Firefights and Dead Zone, because in the past when we did a license, it was so all-consuming. With 7 waves of The Walking Dead or 8, I forget how many. When we did a Hellboy, there was expansions, 100 sculpts. Yeah. It kind of took all our resources away. Whereas being able to approach it in a much lighter fashion and say, well, okay, the Umbrella Academy, we've got your basic 5 sculpts. In the collector's Kickstarter edition, you're going to get them playing as kids. You're going to get them 3 different expansions. That's it. It's done. You've got a cool box. There it is. If you want to just... But it's not going to consume our resources in the same way yet it gives us a creative outlet for the wouldn't it be cool if?
Yeah.
And that means we've got some games that we want to do, that I've wanted to do for years, that are kind of predominantly miniatures, but set in our own universes.
Yeah.
Just to go, look, this would be cool, this is an hour. Like, all of you take a turn. The Hellboy dice game.
Yeah.
You know, I love that to bits. That is the game I've been playing at tournaments and events around the world. But they're not that kind of colossal big licenses that we took on in the past that consumed our studio for 6 months, and therefore there's no Kings of War.
Yeah.
There's no Firefight. We can't be there. We need Armada fleets. We need those things. So I think it's very complementary. But by identifying it as a slightly separate section, it lives outside of what we do. We're going to pop up with them. When they're here, they're here. When they're gone, they're gone. It's fun. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of complementary to everything.
I think that's really good. And I guess you're saying about it allows you to kind of expand your creativity a bit as well and things. So what would fit to be a Mantic board game now, then, do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, I think always we will, no matter what the license is, we will sculpt something in it. Yeah. Visually, it's got to be exciting. It's probably got to be sci-fi, fantasy. You know, we're not looking at historical. We're looking at computer games. There's so many cool ones of those, comics. And I think these are the people that have been coming to us saying, what about a board game here? In the past, I had to turn some very cool licenses down because we couldn't go there. It was too board gamey. Whereas now I think we're able to look at it and go, look, we're going to have some sculpts. It's going to be visually interesting. It's going to be played on a board in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, we're not going to be doing the super hardcore Uber 20,000 cards, 500 tokens, no miniatures. It's going to be, these are the games to go between the games.
Yeah.
Umbrella Academy is a great one. We played that one down in Texas with some guy. And they said, like, you don't have anything in this slot. And I said, well, let's play this.
Yeah.
That's it. We've finished our tournament for the day. Let's pop something out. Let's drink some beers. Let's roll some dice. And cooperatives manly stitch each other up. Good challenge. Win or lose. That's good. And I think we've got some really cool, fun games. Some that we've been playing at, Mantic nights or open days for years. We're able to say, you know what, let's put that in a box. And let's not hold ourselves that everything needs to be a miniature in 3D and everything else. Let's just put the bits in that matter.
Yeah.
And let's have some fun.
That's cool.
I think it allows us to do some collectible stuff. It works with some cool licenses. And we have got, if they all come off, some very cool licenses coming down the line.
Speaking of cool licenses, obviously we've chatted a little bit. I have no idea what we can and can't say. So can you give any kind of flavours of something that you've maybe signed or
well, obviously, Umbrella Academy is right around the corner. That's going to hit. I think there's the 2 series is just about to go, and we're going to kind of take that Halo effect and run with that. I can say that later this year, we'll be working on a very 1980s retro cool platform game that we've just halfway through designing, and it's very, very good fun and really kind of just a retro 16-bit, little fun thing, but working with a major partner. We're excited about that. We've got a couple of games, an internal game that we may well put out before Christmas, which is the idea being it'll be the middle of summer and we'll be saying, do you want to buy a game for under your Christmas tree?
Yeah.
But the idea is that we will challenge ourselves to make sure it's delivered to you during November.
Yeah.
So if your better half, your partner, or you want to play something with your partner or your kids on Christmas Day, you've actually got a game that is not Monopoly Risk, family orientated, but is very good fun, very light-hearted, and watch this space. We're just talking about it now. If we can promise it'll be delivered, because with all the challenges and everything else, then we've got a Christmas-themed classic board game, and that's a good example of something that's not licensed, but creatively we want to kind of pop in there.
That sounds exciting. I mean, I'm really interested in this kind of see. Obviously, the things we've chatted about, I know a little bit more now, but I'm excited for everybody else to find out that kind of stuff. And I think, like you say, I think being able to make something that has Mantic stamp of easy to learn, lots of fun, short play time kind of thing, nice quality sculpts in there. I think it gives a little bit of kind of a bit of leg room, isn't it? Doesn't it?
Exactly. I think we will always sculpt something, and it might be £3 cheaper if we did it in cardboard, but who doesn't want to have the Umbrella Academy sculpted up? Who doesn't want to see those characters from that game? You can do them as standees, but they're cooler as a plastic thing. Yeah. And then invariably, because we're all nutters, we'll go away and paint them, and then we bring it out. But, when you were painting the Hellboy set, you were painting 123 sculpts. With Umbrella Academy, it'll be fine. If you get a collector's set, 50. But, it's visually a way of you just allowing people that maybe want to go a little further to try it out. It's a great way of playing a game. You know, I now sit there with my teenage kids and say, what games can we play? Well, I'd much rather play a Mantic one than someone else's. Yeah. And I think if we're going to want to do that, we've got to make them.
Excellent. Well, first of all, thank you for letting us know the information. I'm looking forward to coming back when a bit more news is available and we start to look at some of these things and we talk about them in a bit more detail. But yeah, I look forward to seeing what comes out.
Yeah, some cool stuff coming. So stay tuned and we'll get you back down and we'll talk through 2 or 3 of them all together next time we're back.
Fab. Thanks for watching, folks.
Thanks, everyone.